Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So another money making video for you guys. One of those videos where we go through 3 or 4 different money makers in the video and sort of give you guys a rough idea of how much you're going to make per hour, as well as how good it is in terms of method. So in terms of this method, we're going to go for a low level money making method, and a lot of these have absolutely no requirements either, up to 5.5 mil per hour, but it's going to range between 1.5 to 5.5 mil for these 4 methods. Now, if you are enjoying the videos, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. We are still continuing with the end of the February subathon. So any subscription, any likes to the videos will contribute to the growing number of videos we need to do in March for the double uploads. So the first one we're going to start with, and this is why I've come to the Granite Exchange, because there's going to be a few methods you can actually do in terms of bank standing for some serious profit. So the first one is going to be goat horn. So this is going to be crushing desert goat horns into goat horn dust. Now, with these methods, you just need to make sure that the margins are correct. So you're going to be able to buy the items for a decent price and then sell them for a profit. But in terms of money making method, it really doesn't come much easier than this. So as you can see here, the goat horn dust sells a lot more than what the actual horn costs. So we've just bought the desert goat horn for 188 GP each, and we can then turn it into goat horn dust for 900 GP as well. So literally, all you need to do is put this on your bar, grind it. You need no levels to do it. Level 1 Herblore is what you need. You're going to get 1 Herblore XP as well. So even if you level 1 Herblore, eventually it might get you a level or 2 as well. But there you go. That is going to be some profit from there. And in terms of how much profit you're going to make, it's over 700 coins. So really low investment cost, but only being 188 GP each. You don't need a lot of cash to actually buy a decent amount. And it's one of those methods where you could buy 100, crush them, sell them, then you can buy 300, crush them, buy them, and then you can build your stack up over time, which is really nice actually. A very underrated method, and one which I found and I was a bit dubious about, but is one we can do very early on a brand new account. Now another one which is very similar to this, and one we did on the Escaping Free to Play series, this is going to be cutting granite. Now granite is one of those things at the minute where it's profitable as long as you can get the right kind of price. Sometimes it's better to buy the 2 kg blocks, and then sometimes it's better to buy the 5 kg block. Basically what we're going to be doing is turning these 2 bigger blocks into 500 grams. So for 500 grams, it's roughly going to sell about 1.7k-ish, but an important thing as always is to go and check the margins. So let's go and check the margins and see what they're going to buy for. Now granite can be a little bit funny in the quantities it comes into the game. So you just need to go and check what prices are and what you can get them for as well. So I'm just going to try and instant sell this. And this is one of those methods where you want to buy for the lowest price possible. Because as you can see here, the 5 kilogram block has a 9.5k margin. So we want to buy it for roughly 10.5 and buy it over time. Now, whereas the goat horn, that might be a method where you can buy the items very quick. I would highly recommend slow buying granite over a period of time, because you're going to save yourself so much cash. Because granite's a very limited resource into the game. It comes in very gradually. It doesn't come in big supply, because the only real supply you get is when people mine it, and nowadays no one really mines granite, surprisingly, because it is actually such good cash. And what you're basically going to do is to get that block, literally just go to cut the block, and then you'll turn it into 500 gram pieces. And this is what's used for granite lobsters in the game and for summoning as well. So this is also a very finite resource. It doesn't come into the game quite often because no one really cuts granite, but it just means that's more GP for you, because as you can see, it traded 3 times over its Granite Exchange mid price. So if you were to go and buy the 5 kilogram block for 10.5k, that's going to make 10 blocks of 500 gram granite. That's going to be 42,000 coins. So you're going to make 32,000 coins profit. And very similar to this one, 4.6k for a 2 kilogram block. That's going to make 5. That's going to be roughly about 16k profit off that as well, which it's just crazy that something which doesn't have a requirement or doesn't have any form of skill level to actually do can make you that kind of profit that quick. The only problem with granite, as opposed to the desert horns, it's a little bit more pricey to buy, so you need to build up a decent cash stack. Literally all you need to do is go onto craft, and then you have your options. What you want to break it down to is the 500 gram, and as you can see there, incredibly quick. And I've just made myself 40-ish k profit just from doing that. So it's a no-brainer on how quick it is. Again, margins and buy prices and stuff like that, very important with this method, because you want to try and buy your resources for as cheap as possible, because that means you're going to make as much GP as possible from it. But in terms of one of those methods, once you've got presets set up and all that kind of stuff, you'll just print so much cash. And this has worked quite successfully on the Escaping Free to Play series. If you haven't seen that, it's on my channel. We covered this method in a lot of depth, and this is why you put prices in to sell for the higher end, because I essentially lost out on profit because I instant sold them. I should have got another 15,000 coins on top of that, because you need to put the high price in and wait. Don't instant sell it. Spend your time, put them in a grand exchange, sell them for a high price, and go and do another form of money making method, and you'll make some more profits. I promise you, if you take your time, you sit on it, and you just wait for them to sell, they will eventually sell. And if they don't, all you need to do is just recheck the margin and adjust the price to what's currently selling, and you will sell it as a result of that as well. Now, the next one is going to be a really easy one, and again, something we tried on the Escape and free-to-play series as well. This is going to be collecting honeycombs. Now, to collect honeycombs, you need to speak to the beekeeper to get some insect repellent. Once you've got that, you are able then to basically loot these beehives here to the west of the Cafe Bee Bank and get the honeycomb from there. So if we go to take from the beehive, so if you haven't got it, you can go and get some insect repellent from the beekeeper and just add it to your tool belt. It will stay there forever. And then you can go and take some honey from the beehive. Then you're going to receive honeycomb. Now, honeycomb is used, I believe, in summoning. I don't know what it's quite used for, but basically it's going to come out and then you can sell it for a price of roughly 2.2k. Again, this is one of those resources where it definitely can sell for more or it can sell for less. It depends on what volume's on the Grand Exchange. But literally all you need to do is just sit here, right click the beehive and just collect some honeycomb, and you can get some very good starter GP. Now, if you're a brand new account into members, this is something I would recommend you guys doing. Buying the teleport to Camelot and unlocking both the Sears and Cafe Bee lodestones. And then just come in here and just doing some beehives and collecting the honey just for a little bit of cash, just to pay off for the teleport tab, but also just to give you some early starter cash to play the game as well. As you can see, no real effort there, nothing too hard, and we've made some cash from that as well. Now, what I'm going to do really quickly is just go and try and sell some on the Grand Exchange and see what kind of price we can sell it for. Now, it's a little bit under mid, but there can be times that this will go over mid. The wiki actually values the honeycomb to be roughly 2.9 mil per hour. Now, because it's slightly under mid price, is going to be less than that, but you can definitely make some decent profit with it. And as well with honeycomb, there can be times it does the opposite and it just spikes. As you can see, we've put in quite a low offer and it's just not sold because I don't think people have got some offers in the Grand Exchange. Leave them in the Grand Exchange for what price you're comfortable with, and eventually over time they will sell as people will put offers in. It's just a waiting game with some of these lower level money makers where you've got certain resources which aren't commonly used in a game but people will occasionally need every now and then. But if you set your traps as such and you put in your prices, when people finally go and buy them, they will go and pick yours out and you will sell them over time. Don't be in a rush to sell things. Sell things for a price you're happy with and a price you're going to make a lot of profit with, and just wait over time, and then you can just make adjustments later on if they're not selling. But I would always much rather have an item sit in the Grand Exchange for 2 days and make me more money when I don't need all those Grand Exchange slots compared to just instantly selling it. Now, the final one might surprise you really, because it's going to require level 2 thieving. So for all these methods, the highest requirement out of all 4 of these methods is going to be level 2. Now, this is going to be thieving vegetable stores. Now, this is the way I started the Grab the Hog account, and this is the way I've started multiple accounts, and it's such a nice way to start that early game thieving is by simply just going to a vegetable store, and you can quite comfortably, within 5 minutes, make your first 100k on the game. Now, the reason why these vegetables are so high in price is because of things like player-owned farms. There's some of them quest items, and there's just generally a demand on like vegetables full stop in the game. Now, because of that, you can just simply sit here and spam the vegetable stores, continuously thieving and getting some XP and making some decent cash off the side of it as well. Now, as you can see from here, I've already made 11,000 coins, and the tomatoes and the potatoes are both over 1,000 coins. And generally, when you do this, there are some vegetables which are going to be slightly less cash in terms of the item. Just leave them on the Grand Exchange and they will sell eventually, because you will have people, especially those who just play around farms, who will like use the cheapest source of food for their animals as well. So they'll always sell. Sometimes they might just need to sit in the Grand Exchange for a little bit longer. But this is going to pull in 1.5 mil. 1.5 mil from a stall you can do at level 2. Simply, all you need to do to get to level 2 is just pickpocket one of the man or the woman there until you get level 2, and then you can come and do the vegetable stall. If you do get caught, just simply run east until the aggression of the guards is gone, and then pretty much rinse and repeat. You don't need to do many of these to actually get your first bit of starter cash, but if you're looking for something to make like a solid 1 mil to start the account off, this can be a really good method. This actually outperforms the rabbits in Berthorpe, which is one of the best ways I recommend people to go and start the accounts as well. But as you can see, really easy, no real problem. Even at level 2, if you get any issues, you can sort of like hide and tuck yourself away here to where the guards can't really pick you or get towards you. And you can just go and spam the vegetable stores as well and train your first bit of thieving. As you can see, first invoke, 29,000 coins. Just throw them on the Grand Exchange and you will make some decent profit from it. So yeah, those are going to be the 4 low-level, pretty much no real requirement moneymakers in this video. I'm just going to roll through them again and give you some rough ideas in terms of GP per hour. Now, they might be higher or not, might be lower depending on sell prices, so always check your margins before doing it beforehand. The cut and the granite is going to be the best method at 5.5 mil per hour. And goat horns, which was surprisingly better than what I thought it'd be, is 3.2 mil per hour. Honeycomb, 2.9 mil, but the price is slightly less, so I would go more towards 2.4 mil per hour. And then finally, the vegetable there was 1.5. But you need no levels to do all of these money-making methods. At best, you need a little bit of GP to get started. But if you're unsure on how to make some GP, you can do something like the vegetable, which is no real requirement. Or you could also go and start the new foundations quest, make some stone wall segments from the limestone you can get from Bill for a very, very cheap price. And literally from there, you have enough cash to get started then with things like granite. Maybe the goat horn does still be the better play because you can buy more goat horns for your cash, which basically means you can have so much buying and so much selling while you're still crushing them as well, which is really, really nice. But I hope this helps. I've wanted to do a couple more of the lower level stuff again because of the Grab the Hog series. I really think that we have a bit of a community in a minute who are starting fresh accounts, starting low level accounts, where this could be really helpful for you guys. And we'll also include the mid levels and high level stuff as well. But I thought every now and then it's nice to throw a little low level guide. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know any suggestions for content future in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.